Fire Force Season 3 Part 2, Episode 7, titled Those Who Resist, opens in the dark and surreal realm of Adolla. The landscape is shadowy and distorted, illuminated only by 8 massive smoking pillars rising into the void. From a pool of black, ink-like shadow, Shinra Kusakabe emerges and realizes he has crossed into Adolla. He looks around carefully before noticing a massive, towering pillar in the distance. Inside it, he sees a silhouette trapped within. In that moment, Shinra understands that he must stop the Great Cataclysm. The scene rapidly shifts between multiple locations. A lock and key mechanism turns. A massive doorway opens, revealing chaos outside the Amaterasu power plant. Company 8 and other Fire Force soldiers are locked in a desperate battle against a massive army of Infernals and white-clad cultists. Flames engulf the battlefield as Inca stands calmly among the destruction, smiling while commanding the endless waves of Infernals. She declares that there is no end to them. Charon stands on the battlefield, severely injured and missing one arm, his body covered in blood. Despite his condition, he faces Captain Honda and his unit without hesitation. Honda orders a concentrated barrage of firepower against Charon. The soldiers unleash continuous attacks, striking him repeatedly. However, Charon activates his ignition ability and begins absorbing the kinetic energy of every blast. Even in his wounded state, he laughs and declares that the Fire Force's victory was nothing more than an illusion. He states that the true answer to the world's existence is the Great Cataclysm. Captain Honda realizes the danger and shouts that Charon must have a limit to how much energy he can absorb. He orders his men to keep firing and overload him before he can release it. The soldiers continue their relentless assault as Charon challenges them, preparing to unleash the accumulated power. Then, an episode transitions into a flashback. In a dimly lit stone corridor, Charon walks with a lantern in hand, calling out for young Haumea. He finds her curled up in a corner, clutching her golden crown and crying in visible agony. She screams that her head feels like it is raking and that the malicious thoughts of humanity are flooding into her mind. Charon kneels beside her and pulls her into an embrace. Overwhelmed by pain, young Haumea begins striking Charon violently in the chest. He does not resist or react. Instead, he tells her to hit him as much as she needs to. He absorbs both her physical blows and the emotional burden she carries. Arrow watches from the shadows and explains that Haumea finds no peace, not even in sleep, because human emotion constantly flows into her. She notes that Haumea uses Charon's physical presence as a way to distract herself from the unbearable mental torment. Arrow reflects that Haumea was born as a symbol of the saint, forced to accept the evil of humanity from birth. The flashback continues with an older Haumea standing before the evangelist. Dark words flash across the screen: curiosity, desire, fear, temptation, evil, respect, taboo. In a dark room, Haumea drops a candle and collapses. Charon catches her and tells her to calm down. Haumea laughs through tears, saying she's used to it. She asks Charon what he thinks of her. Charon answers simply that she is the one who shows him what is inside her head. The story returns to the present battlefield. Charon now glows intensely, his body filled with an enormous amount of absorbed energy. He screams Haumea's name and declares that he has fought the darkness of the world alone for her sake. He says that he will purify the planet with fire and begs her to throw the world away. Then, in a massive act of sacrifice, Charon releases all the pent-up thermal energy at once. A colossal explosion erupts around the Amaterasu power plant. The blast wave engulfs Captain Honda and the surrounding Fire Force soldiers. Inca watches the destruction from afar, smiling as she comments that it is a pity but beautiful. After the mid-episode break, the title card reads Doomsday Imagination.
Haumea begins a philosophical monologue over surreal imagery of a giant eye, oceans, and towering pillars. She addresses humanity directly, asking if they can hear the collective unconscious of mankind. She says that the hope people cling to is merely an optimistic form of resignation. As she speaks, images of different human expressions flash across the screen, alongside words representing human nature: madness, apathy, indifference, ignorance, rage, destruction, fear, disgust, and despair. Haumea declares that true hope does not exist. From the moment they are born, all things march toward destruction. Humans and planets alike are destined to end. She commands the world to imagine despair, saying that their imagination will erase all possibilities and bring the story to its conclusion. The sky over Tokyo suddenly turns dark and apocalyptic. A massive, horrifying eye opens in the sky above the city, staring down on the world. Lightning strikes across the heavens as enormous tornadoes of yellow flame rise throughout the city. Citizens panic and run through the streets. Fire Force personnel, including Lieutenant Hinawa, attempt to guide evacuations and direct civilians to safe zones. However, they soon realize there are no safe places left on the planet. The world of Adolla, the realm of human perception and ideas, is merging with the physical world. From a rooftop, Joker watches the swirling flames while smoking a cigarette. He remarks that the evangelist's goal of overlapping the two worlds is succeeding. Deep underground, near Amaterasu, the white-clad cultist, Assault, stands in the shadows. Suddenly, the surrounding darkness twists and condenses into a bizarre, stitched-together female figure, a doppelganger formed from shadow. She moves erratically and prepares to attack the nearby Fire Force members, including Maki. Before she can strike, Arthur Boyle appears, his plasma sword Excalibur glowing with brilliant blue light. The doppelganger lunges at him with extreme speed, but Arthur reacts instantly. With a single precise slash of his plasma blade, he cuts her down. He catches her falling body, standing completely serious and composed. His teammates stare in shock and relief. Arthur declares that he has reached the pinnacle of his knight persona. He holds up a small wooden box containing a ring forged from a fragment of the earth given to him by Vulcan, and states that it is proof that his quest has been completed. Back on the surface, Shinra stands with Iris, Tamaki, and Joker beneath the apocalyptic sky. Joker explains that the Great Cataclysm is fueled by humanity's collective despair. The flames consuming the world are powered by negative human emotion. Shinra realizes that if despair is turning the world into Adolla and causing it to burn, then the only force capable of opposing it is its exact opposite, hope. The episode closes with a montage of the white-clad cultists preparing for the final confrontation, while silhouettes of Company 8 stand ready to resist. The screen fades to black with the words "to be continued."